This is Thursday morning, cold day. Here we are in the Hispanic American Council, where the lead director of the Concilio is Adrian Vasquez. I interviewed him to see what he thought of about the DACA program. He is a recipient himself, and he has some very interesting opinions about it. Want to go in and interview him?
Adrian Vasquez. I'm the Executive Director of the Hispanic American Council. Now our name is El Concilio. I know a lot. I'm a BIA creative with the USCIS. So we do here at the council. We work a lot with those cases. Initially, started working with defer action for travel arrival even before it was in law. So as a community organizer.
Were you a DACA student
Yes.
yourself? Yes. Okay. And what's your opinion about the DACA?
So how the process was started? I think it's a good project or a good program. Obviously, the only part that was not great about it that it was just a temporary program. I think what many of our community leaders that have been working on this like immigration reform process or initiative that they want to pass through Congress, that is only it hasn't happened, and that yes, this was only as a temporary, and yes, it happened only under the President CEO Obama. That we still need to do more. Obviously, we want it to be a process or that was done by Congress, so that it would not be eliminated like now that it is, just because it was under the power of the legislators. So, executive, sorry.
And what is your opinion on Trump ending the DACA program?
I think he went wrong on ending the program because he wanted really to continue supporting the economic efforts of the immigrant community. He would have left this program either continue until he would agree with Congress on a bill that can become into law, and then fix all the issues that we have with immigration. I think taking down this program was just going to create more problems within our community by having all this professionals being out of status again and not contribute the way they are now. Obviously, this created opportunities for many of them to go to school, get their degrees, work, and pay their taxes and do more for the community. Now that's not going to happen after their work permit expires. So what are you going to do? What are they going to do? They're not going to go anywhere. The majority. But those who are going to stay, they're not going to do the same thing that they're doing now, like pay or contribute to the economy, to the community that they were doing, but when they had that protection.
Do you know anybody who goes to Western and is a DACA?
Yes, I know. There's a good number of students that go to Western. They're under that protection, and most of them have concern, afraid what's going to happen. Obviously, they can still continue their college education, even if they don't have DACA. The only thing that's gonna be bad is that after they graduate, they can't do nothing with that degree. They cannot do nothing without that experience, or so they cannot continue. The job that they want. They're not gonna be able to be the teachers, be accountants, whatever they're going to graduate out. They cannot do nothing with it. So it's going to, that's going to be the only, down thing of this, but I think they're going to be able to, there's ways, I guess, we can find out, that we can help them and continue being in the community and helping out.
Hello, my name is Ron Dillard. I am one of the program managers for the Kalamazoo Promise Scholars Program here at Western Michigan University. Today, I was asked a question about DACA and what my opinion of DACA was. My opinion of DACA is that I believe that it's a program that has been a lifesaver for some students who are undocumented residents of the United States. I've met several students who are under DACA status. We have a handful, I don't know exactly how many, but we have a handful of students who are under DACA status. And it seems that when the news was coming out about the potential changes in the law to DACA, that there were more students who were coming to talk to us about that concern. So that was something that I didn't know was a concern, particularly for students who graduated from KPS. I've had experience working with students who were under DACA status before in a previous position, and I believe that the law to protect those students is a good idea.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Taylor, and I'm the program coordinator in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion here at Western Michigan University. And so what I know about DACA is sort of pieced together by my own research and the research that is, and information that's out there in our media. So it's sort of a matter of putting together the credible pieces of information. So right now, I think that, thank goodness, DACA is in the media because it is coming to light that recipients of DACA are facing some serious challenges because it is being ended. And so, of course, I'm aware of what that means for a lot of people because those are what I view as my fellow community members, in some cases friends. So it's important to me to be informed on DACA. However, I have the privilege of not being a recipient myself, so it takes some intentional work to make sure that I'm informed on it. I do know some folks who are recipients of DACA. I know some students, I'm familiar with some students at Western who are recipients of DACA and who have been really vocal about being recipients, which I admire in a really big way. I think it's really courageous, and I hope that they feel like their campus community is surrounding them and supporting them in real, actionable ways, and not just with their words. Because it's easy for us to say that we care about DACA recipients, but I think that needs to come forth in the form of action. So my information about DACA, I recently actually attended the Summit on Racism in Kalamazoo, and I really appreciated a presentation that was given which included information about DACA, because something that's really important to me is that the work that it takes to remain eligible is incredible. There's so much paperwork, so much information that someone has to share with the government, so many boxes to check, and so much required of folks who are recipients. So it is not like an easy pass, right? And if, as soon as someone receives a criminal charge or felons are already not eligible, which I think speaks to how we value people in our country. The fact that if someone gets pulled over for a traffic violation or receives a substance abuse related charge, that they are no longer eligible is really sad to me. So I think about how much people have to work hard to keep their DACA status, and now those folks may not be eligible anymore.
Hi, I'm Andrew Sutherland. I work here at the Office of Diversity and Inclusion with the Kalamazoo Promise. I'm a student here at Western Michigan University in my senior year. Me personally, from what I know about DACA, it's the dreamers and everything like that, all the stuff that goes along with that. And lately, just the efforts to kind of, slow things down or even put an end to DACA, and essentially taking kids that have been to have the opportunity to pursue an education, especially those that have been born and raised here. I mean, they can't help their situation. They were born into it. So yeah, really hope going forward more and more people look at citizens like the citizens affected by DACA as Americans, because so many of them are born and raised as Americans just the same way as I was. And you know, people don't have a say about, you know, the situation they're brought into in life. You know, these are kids that came into the world and happen to be in the U.S. just like I was.
Many of the people that I talk to are still unsure about possibilities of helping these students out. I guess we will have to keep researching different ways in aiding these people to either further their education or finding ways for them to have a better or new job possibilities.